You happy with that?
Yep.
Why are you laughing?
I'm just a prop.
Okay, well, prop.
Prop.
How long have you been an artist, Donald?
Been an artist full-time as a professional for over 42 years now. That's a fair stint.
That's a long time,
That's
Donald.
a long time, but I've painted all my life. I was a bit of a loner. I used the art as company, expressed myself, and unbeknownst to me at that time, I was really developing my character. It's one of the things I talk about with artists today and kids, that your character's there, your ideals are there, you just got to learn to appreciate them.
Since you've been an artist, how has the art world changed?
The art world's changed dramatically, because the only place you'd see art would be at schools for the young people, or galleries for the professionals, semi-professionals, up-and-coming groups. And what happened was, it was very much a male-dominated era, right the way back a couple of hundred years. It really was a very strong male era. What's happened now with online sales and that, what it's done is opened up for all artists, so they can paint in their back rooms, they can put it online, join the art groups, whatever they want to do, they can project it out to the community. So that makes them then equal players on the.
So everyone has a platform.
Everyone has a platform.
Is that positive or is that negative?
It means as a professional artist, you've got to still maintain your market, but what a lot of people do is they tend to buy on price rather than quality. So what you've got to do is look diligently at what's going on around you. So you've got to understand that you still get a return on professional painters, gifted painters. Then again, Vincent van Gogh, poor bugger, he never did well while he was alive. But what I'm saying is that the art world now is open to everyone.
Okay, so you have to clearly establish what your point of difference is.
That's exactly right. So that's again comes right back to that first statement about learning who you are and what you represent, and then live with that and work with that, and not be put off by criticism, not be put off by other artists or putting into a role play which isn't you. I'd always say to people, don't try and be someone else, because they're always already taken. Okay. So that means you've got to really understand who you are and what you are.
Okay, and your proficiency to technology and the internet, Donald.
Yes.
So do you find yourself in a position now that the art world has moved more to an online platform, that you have to surrender to the process of putting yourself online?
Yes, even through galleries, they require a lot of online work from the artist. Yes, online, it's an incredible thing that the whole shift of art has moved to online presentation, delivery. It's incredible. If I'm doing commission pieces, I can fire continuous processes right the way around the world. Whereas the old days, we used to have to take a slide and get it processed 10 days and send that off, but now it's instantaneous, exactly like we are here now. So yeah, to be proficient in computers, and look, I'm incredibly proficient. Nelly?
Yeah, right. Okay, so you're prepared to change with the times, Donald?
Yeah, I get people like you to make me change. But now let's pull it up there, because this is now very important. To be an artist, a genuine artist, not to live off it, to be an artist, which is 99% of Australia, what you've got to do is paint for you. It's not about the processing, it's not about the projecting out there. It's lovely if you get it. If you go down to the local coffee shop and display there, that's fabulous. But what I'm saying is that we're getting right back to the basics of art now, and that's the well-being of you. When I pick up a paintbrush and paint, I just go into another world. And this new series, as you can see, it looks like a polar bear's bum in a snowstorm at this stage. But the reality is now I put my whole soul into it, wholly and solely for me, because that's my next collection. This next collection is 100% about me, what I love, what I do, and I've never been disappointed yet at the different stages I go through. And that's one of the things that happens. As you paint over those periods of time, you don't paint the same stuff over and over and over again for a market, because when I judge, I see people that painted 30 years ago what they're painting today, and you can see the light going out, the spark of individuality, the spark of excitement. So it's important that you change, you evolve, and then you use social media to promote it.
Okay, so what we're doing now is we are going to document the process, or take your online audience along with you to create your next collection. Is that correct?
I'm excited about that. Emma, I am so excited about that, because I've been thinking about it. I've been talking to my dogs, who are my advisors.
We can tell.
We can tell. There's no dogs. Yeah,
did they advise you on that outfit?
But what happens is now, this is a journey of discovery. So you're now coming with me on a journey I haven't been before, because I don't do the same things over and over again.
So we're going to document the highs and the lows, the good hair days, the bad hair days, how you approach a new collection, not just a single artwork, but a whole collection.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 canvases lined up, ready to go.
So we've got behind us, or behind Donald, there's a huge blank white canvas, but he's got on his other easels in the studio a blank canvas on all of them. So it's is it very daunting to look at that?
It can be, but you know what? One of the things I don't like to do is paint with old paintings around me, because I feel subconsciously they're influencing me.
Okay.
But now I'm sitting here in this room of everything, the studio of everything, but the canvases are all white, and so I can hardly wait now to start.
So it's a clean slate.
That's the one.
Okay. So I did a little bit of digging, and I found that the role of an artist throughout history has typically been to document, well, before photography it was to document what's going on.
Yep.
But then through different periods of war, political movements, it's been a statement on what's happening. Yeah. So how do you feel about that in the context of AI? Do you feel like the artist's role is more important now than ever, because you have to have that human element of commenting on what's happening in society from a human perspective that a computer can't generate?
It's very interesting that, yes, and you're right. I've come across AI and artists already, and I've realised when I've looked at them, because I've known them as the artist, and I've noticed that they've stepped right out of genre. And that all, I picked it up straight away. What people are using AI for is acceptance and money. And that's not what the true art's about. It's been used for centuries as well-being, painting, directing yourself. And you go back through the artists over a few, 3 or 4 centuries, Goya, it goes on, the surrealist artists, Breton, all of those, they represented times of trouble, times of anxiety, because Goya was painting landscapes until he had that carriage accident, and then he had people swallowing people and goodness knows what else. Didn't do him a lot of good at the time, but by the same token he's left a... Well, I shouldn't say that, because that was probably his release. Yeah. Probably to paint that was his release. He stepped out of I keep everyone happy by painting a landscape, and then really ripped into it. The Scream was another one. The first surrealist, it wasn't Salvador Dali. Salvador Dali was a romantic side of surrealism. Breton and all of those, that was the war. They'd come back from the war. They were bent and twisted, and they used the art to get rid of that emotion, that anxiety. And that's what I do when I work with well-being and people that are under pressure, under stress, children particularly. that's what you use the art for. Once you're sitting down and you're painting without having to have all this pressure of curriculum, of acceptance in galleries or acceptance in families, what's happening is you're really just cleansing your soul, and I love that.
Does that mean that art for therapy and art for commerce are two different things?
Short term, yes. Long term, no. Because I know when I fall off the perch, my paintings will probably be worth a lot more than what they are.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, spurs me on. But it's true. But that's not what art's about. Art's about release. It's about release. It's about just getting rid of the emotion, highs and lows. The best artwork comes from highs and lows. The Brett Whiteley exhibition, highs and lows. You name them. You name them. They're all through there. They're not just regurgitating a reference. What they're doing is they're putting that emotion in. And that's what keeps art so individual. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to discuss at this point, or do you want to just rip in?
I'm inclined just to rip in.
Okay, so stay posted.
Yes, I'm excited.
Okay.
It's going to be a journey. It's a journey that never stops, by the way. Once I've finished these, then the journey will evolve. You will see these evolve as I move on and move into another genre.
So how many pieces are you going to do, or just how many?
How long's a piece of string?
So how many you feel until this collection is complete?
I'd want to have by Christmas. I'd want to have a few done.
Okay.
Because I don't paint when I feel like it, because I feel like it all the time. So what I'll do is I'll come in here and work flat out on them. A few other bits and pieces to do, a bit of teaching and that, but this now is my priority. Have a look at it. It's inspirational to see all this white. I've got to get rid of it.
What are you wanting to achieve with this collection? Are you revisiting something? You're doing something new?
Yes.
Is there a theme?
There is a theme. And 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I started the Red Door series and then the Green Door.
Try about 15 years ago,
No,
Donald.
it wasn't that long
I was
ago.
at high school, Donald.
No, couldn't be. But anyway, I love the Red Door. And why do I love the Red Door? It's well-being, it's safety, security, longevity. There we go. There's your positive mantra right the way across your painting straight away. All those elements I absolutely idolise. And there it is. You've only got to have one symbol, the Red Door. Now, where that Red Door goes, where that Red Door is fitted, how it's fitted is absolutely, it's mind-boggling. That can be anywhere. I can have in my floating Arcadian series in the sky. I can have them underwater. I can have them in reefs. I can take it anywhere. And I find that so exciting. It's sad to see such a juvenile brain in a geriatric body, isn't it?
Yes, Donald. Do you think that people identify with the Red Door as an escapist mindset away from what's happening in society or the pressures of everyday living?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm excited, Donald.
I'm excited. So, when can I start work?
Now.
Oh, God, you're a hard boss.
All right, up you get.
Okay, darling.
Thanks, Donald.
Thanks, kids. Love you.
Don't do a hip.